Hey, you guys, welcome back to JLerone Presents, where we talk about the facts, foolishness, and black female effery. Today's video, we got this one. Alvin and Preach went in on Aaron from Pop the Balloon, the one they call Weapon X. According to them, they somehow think he's a scammer. They, in their eyes, their perspective is that Aaron was being rude and that the women didn't do anything wrong. Cause Alvin Preach did two videos on this, right? This is the second one. The second video, I mean, the first video, they're saying that Aaron was rude. You know what I'm saying? And even in this second one, they're saying the same thing, that Aaron is rude. But now they're trying to portray Aaron as a scammer, and we're going to get into that as well, right? But yeah, but nobody ever talks about the women, and we've had MTR, the real MTR, also other content creators like Culture Clinician, pointing out where Alvin and Preach was one sided. They talked about Aaron, but they didn't talk about the women. Now, in their in their point of view, they see Aaron as somebody who was being disrespectful, and in their words, they did call him a little sassy, right? But they never once pointed out the bad behavior of the women, and that's you can't you know what I'm saying, you got if you're going to do that, you got to be, balanced, right? If you're going to call out one end, you got to call out the other as well. Now, in this case, they were just going in on what Aaron did and what he said and how he said it and how he was perceived, but they never once, combated what the women did. In their eyes, it's like the women didn't do anything wrong, which is, we all saw it. Anybody who saw that, and if you can say that Aaron did something wrong, you can still also say that the women did something wrong as well. Cause even looking back on it, you can see where Aaron might have, some of the stuff he could have held back off of. But in this show, the Pop the Balloon show, if anybody looks at it, that's what they do. Especially the women. It's for content. The women go in on dudes all the time, and a lot of times the dudes just sit there and take it. But in this case, Aaron didn't take it. He said what he had to say, and he stood 10 toes down. But as we see in these spaces, a lot of men will say he shouldn't have did that, right? A lot of men will say that, he was too disrespectful. And if that's how you see it, fine, that's how you see it. But how can you say he's disrespectful but can't see what the women said and look at them as not being disrespectful? Because it's not all the women. There are about two, maybe three that were, that were disrespectful, especially the girl in the blue. I don't care what anybody says. The woman in the blue was highly disrespectful, but nobody calls that out. They all want to talk about Aaron. But let's go ahead and get into this video, man, and hear what Alvin and Preach has to say. And like I said, this is the second one, and they were being very, to me, disingenuous. They were like placating to me. That's how I see it. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, hit the like button, subscribe, share. All right, that helps the channel grow. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Fair use, fair use.
We left off. Pop the balloon. But I did my own personal research on the man.
Go ahead, bro.
So dude's a felon.
But then again, it doesn't mean anything. I know some people that are felons, and
That was him. Well, that's him a little bit younger.
yeah, when he was younger.
Yeah. Advertised. He basically set up a Craigslist thing.
But yeah, and that, what they pulled up there, that was from 10 years ago. That was 2014. So he was about 18, 19 years old.
He robbed someone at Oh, yes. So ended up going to jail for that. But people can't change. Just because you were a felon in the past doesn't mean you can't grow out of it. Even but more recently, he had an emergency protective order filed against him by another woman who was basically saying this motherfucker's crazy. And so she went to the judge and got an emergency protective order. Was he?
And if anybody knows anything about emergency protective orders, anybody can get one of those put on anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can go and get basically a TRO, right? It's an emergency protective order, but you can get that done. Anybody can do that, especially when the children involved. And you don't even have to have proof. You can just go up to the courthouse and say, I want to put this guy on some type of, protective order because of this, that, and the third, and they will do it. Now, later on, they will they will give you a date to come back and prove, what you're saying in order to get to be an extended protective order or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To make it, like, for it to go for a certain amount of time. Put it that way. And if you can't prove that, they will cancel it. So a protective order can be put on anybody for any reason, and you don't even need proof to do it, right? So that right there, again, that's being very disingenuous, trying to paint a certain narrative.
Isn't that what you said the first video? You said, if you see someone like that, I wouldn't be surprised of X, Y, and Z. You said exactly that. Did he lose his job?
I mean, he claims.
Did he start?
Because you remember he was arguing with that one girl. And she was like, "Oh, you probably live with your roommate." He's like, "I could pull out $100K now."
Okay. But one thing about me, I could pull $100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
And now he
got a GoFundMe
for $10,000.
This dude's a fraudster. And you know what? He did the same thing with the ex.
One time he was really, really mad at me and threw the text free up because I had his number blocked. He texted me a picture of his bank account, which this is a receipt. His name right there, Aaron. I don't know what Pro Extra member means. I have no idea what all of this means. Supposedly this was his balance.
So you don't know what this receipt is, but he's basically saying, "I got money." Folks in the comments side, they're like, "That's not a bank statement. That's a contractor statement for how much they've spent at Home Depot this year." Because he works for
And that's correct. That's exactly what it is. And if you guys saw the live video or the live stream that Aaron did with the real MTR, he pointed that out himself. Aaron said that that's exactly what that is. Somehow she got that receipt because he stayed with her. And that's a receipt that she got, I guess, went through his stuff, or maybe it's a receipt he left at her house, or whatever the case may be. But that is, he admitted it. Aaron said that, yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's a Home Depot credit card receipt from when I go to buy plumbing, equipment and supplies and stuff for my jobs, right? So he admitted that. So he never once gave that. He said he never once gave that to her and said, "Look, this is my bank statement." So, there's a little bit of disingenuous in that as well, because, a lot of that can be hearsay, she say, but it is a Home Depot receipt, and Aaron did admit to that. But to say that he gave that to her and said that this is how much money I got in the bank, Aaron said that he never did that. It's just a receipt, I guess, that she found laying around the apartment, and she's using it to say that he, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that's it's on the line of, hearsay. He said, she said type shit right there. So nothing on that is actually factual. Only thing that's factual is that it's a Home Depot credit card receipt, which Aaron did admit that that's what that is. So.
Company, so he gets so he ain't got no bread. He just lying, bro. 21 hours ago, this man was doing this. The man played y'all. Everybody who donated, everyone who vouched for him, everyone who said this dude is a stand-up guy, bro, he asking y'all for water while he's out here making it rain. Now, does that make sense? Now, it's not your fault. You got wooed by a story, wanted to feel bad for him because you saw yourself.
I'm going to stop it right here again. Now, this of him at the club, that's celebrating his birthday, right? His birthday is actually, what's today, Sunday? I think he said his birthday is the 23rd, which is today. So this club thing was Friday or Saturday, right? I think Friday. And he did his live with MTR, I think was Thursday. So this is him at the club. And at this time, his GoFundMe was blocked. So he couldn't take any money out. So any money you see him throwing up at the club is not from his GoFundMe money. That's from out of his pocket, right? So even though that is a bad look for him to be doing that, because he is, going through all this, and for him to be at the club. But he did say he was going to turn up. He did say when he was on live with MTR that he was going to celebrate his birthday. So, but that's money out of his own pocket. That's not his GoFundMe money, because his GoFundMe money is blocked. He can't get access to it right now. So you can't say that that's, GoFundMe money.
In him or something. So not only is this dude a fraud, not only he's a felon, not only has he had protective orders filed against him, not only does he have his ex just airing him out for being a stalking piece of shit, we also got video evidence of this dude being on the show and being a straight weirdo. And now he got a GoFundMe. How you gonna be saying I could pull out $100K, but you asking for a GoFundMe? And you know what it was for? for his humanitarian work. Bro, y'all probably getting scammed by this dude, and he's loving the fact that he's able to get a bit of money to recoup for his stupid fucking mistakes. He has a different ex airing him out. And the things that she's airing him out for, did you see?
It's not cute.
Did you see?
Yep.
So this man that claims to be very godly and studies the Bible and, you know, practices this religion, put sugar in my gas tank, tracked my car, put a phone to record me in my car. Everybody had to walk me to my car after work to make sure that I made it. And the girls would text me, hey, did you make it? Again, it's a clinic full of girls. So that was a red flag number 2. And then one time I walked outside to the cafeteria and he calls me and he's like, how did I know you were outside? So that in my head was like, circles are already turning. I go to my car to see if he put a tracker. And then he pops up at my job like, don't break up with me, don't do this, like, I'll change. I thought I was gonna catch you doing something. And I was like, how did you know I was outside, right? He said, I put my extra phone tracking you in your car and I left it on record because I was expecting to record you doing something, as in cheating on me or like messing around in your car. And I was like, I was done. So he would always be like, you're so broke, like you can't afford me, like just shit like that. When he'd get mad, he'd say the most, but then go and apologize and cry about it.
This dude was incredible.
Now, to be honest, he did do that. He did put a phone in her car. He admitted to that on the live interview, right? He did admit to that. There is a little bit of nuance. There's a background to that. You know, they was going through some personal stuff. He accused her of cheating. Actually, he has text messages proving that she was cheating. But like I said, you got to go to the real MTR live stream and take a look at that. But again, these guys are not really pulling out everything to show or to substantiate their claims. They're just talking off the lip, basically. You know what I'm saying? Taking this woman's word for it. But a lot of the stuff she's saying is going to be hearsay. He said, she said. You know, like I said, it's three parts of the truth. It's his, hers, and then the truth is somewhere in between.
Incredibly controlling and invasive, and she was afraid for life, so she ended up moving to get away from this guy. Now, again, these are all allegations that can be substantiated per se. They definitely did see each other. There was a relationship, and they definitely broke apart. But the details can be confirmed. But what I'm saying is, I'm seeing enough red flags to be like, yo, this dude probably ain't worth shit, and you probably...
But you're using those details to paint a bad picture when you don't actually know everything. It's what he's doing.
I want to stay away from him. Did he deserve to lose his job? No. I don't advocate for people to go in and do that stuff.
We don't even know if it's the reason why he lost his job was because of that show.
It could be because of the ex.
I'm not trusting anything this man says.
Facts.
Nothing. So if he claimed that he lost his job because y'all were calling, maybe none of y'all called, and he just lost his job because XYZ. Okay. I'm not trusting anything this man says.
I think it's just a sympathy pull. But I mean, the update didn't surprise me. I think all the red flags I saw on the show ended up being right and more. Everything we learned after. Apparently, there's even other exes who were coming out. When you have this many people airing you out, when you got a criminal history, you just can't be given that kind of leeway to be like, yo, maybe, just maybe. You know damn well none of these motherfuckers would show even half as much grace to a woman with a criminal history, with all these things, all these exes airing her out, all this stuff that she's been proven to be fraudulent about. So why are they giving so much benefit doubt? Why? Because it's a dude? They'll say stuff like, oh, these guys are simping for women. Okay. So we got women saying we're simping for men when we say stuff. And then we got these guys saying we're simping for women and says the truth is...
Schrodinger's comedian.
If you disagree with me, it must be because you're being disingenuous or you're trying to make a business decision. Or maybe I just call a spade a spade. Man or woman, if I see weirdo behavior, it just is what it is. But you don't want to believe that. You can't believe that I disagree with you. You think because you've been a fan for some time that we're going to align 100%. If we don't, oh, it's a business decision. No, I thought that guy was weird. Vast majority of people were like on our side. But there's a lot of people who felt like he wasn't being disrespectful. Yeah. And I had to go wash it back. I don't know how you could watch that guy interact with women and saying he wasn't escalating well beyond whatever they said. We're going to go word by word, and you guys going to tell me who's really out of pocket, okay?
Why you popped your balloon?
Hi, my name is Karma. I'm 24.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to say the pop in the balloon proper. Got you. For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry or wasn't fully attracted to you, and I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show, you know?
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual.
She was asked why, and all she said was, "I feel like there's not attraction there, and if we're gonna date, I feel like that's important. If that's disrespect for you,
then
stop dating."
No.
That's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
You know, absolutely.
You did me. I'm sorry.
And the thing is, I mean, they're right. This lady here was not disrespectful. Like I said, it was two or three women towards the end that were disrespectful. Now the first two women, they weren't. Never said that they were disrespectful. But you cannot tell me that the woman with the saggy titties and the woman in the blue dress were not disrespectful. You can't tell me that they weren't. But these guys don't go into that. Look at where they stopped it.
Sorry, but the definitely just alone, I can understand. I'm still on what I said. The definitely mutual, I'm like, that's sort of strike one.
Yeah.
All right, and then on top, if you put both together,
that's crazy. All the women picked up on it, right? Because right after he said that second part, if you look at their faces, one of them's got their mouth open, the other one, you look at eyes open. Clearly, this dude went the extra mile. Anyone who says otherwise, I don't think you got social skills. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you think they're even at this point, you lost.
Let's go ahead. All right, we gotta pop over here. If we can have
she watched him walk away, and then she was thinking about it, which her jaw was like when he did that, and then it's kind of if she forgot to pop her balloon because he was like being off, and then he walked away like, oh wait,
yeah.
Hi, my name is Tara. I'm 22.
Okay, and why did we end up popping our balloon?
The comment you made. I like a more humble person. That's the one that responds. So. Defensive-ish. Yeah, that's really it. I didn't really necessarily like
that's
how you
fine.
responded.
Hey, I could just all I can do is be honest.
I mean,
yeah,
be honest.
I
be your
came
authentic
over
self.
here
That's okay.
to find a match.
Sure.
That one match, and that's all, Queen.
I 100% understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
And now is she someone that's your type?
She all right. You know, you're not really my type. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No disrespect.
You know, but if I see you in public, I wouldn't reach out to.
Totally fine.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not because you say not to be disrespectful that you're not being disrespectful.
Hey, he said she's definitely not my type, not to be disrespectful. Okay, that's fine. He has to add an extra comment. If I was walking around, there's like no way I would ever approach you.
He did he did too much. That was the definition of doing too much.
Really?
Right. And we did get a pop balloon over here. Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Lex, and I'm 23, and I popped my balloon because I feel like you could be a tad bit disrespectful. Like, I don't know, arrogant, a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, just that.
Well, voicing my opinion is not arrogant. You know, she asked me if she would be a good fit for me, and if I like what I see, you know, it's contrary to the truth. So
of course.
That's all I can do is just state what I see. That's not a good look for me. That's all, Queen. But thank you. You did me a favor as well.
Yeah.
He looked, while he's saying that, he's also looking down on them.
And he's looking down and he's looking at their bodies like this. Listen.
I mean, yeah, he did give her the once over look when he said that. I mean, yeah, you can make a case of that. But the atmosphere of that show, that's really not, you know what I'm saying? You can't really just go in on him because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that do that. And to be honest, people scan people. Like, it was like a 2-second maybe scan. He looked her up, he looked her down, and that was it. It wasn't like he really just, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people read too much into stuff. I mean, body language is a thing. And yeah, you can look at it and say, well, yeah, when he said that and he gave her the look, the up and down look, it could have been, you know, something. You know, it could have been something there, put it that way. But as I said before, I can see that, but these guys cannot see the fact what these other women were saying. Like, we're going to get into that in a minute, but let's keep going.
Anybody who has normal civil conversation does not do that unless they're going to be incredibly disrespectful. All this stuff, like if a woman rejected a man, she's looking up and down, she's like, nah, you're not up to standard. Holy shit.
But let me say this again. I know a lot of people. I ain't gonna say a lot of people do it, but I know people in my personal experience that do that. Like when I meet somebody or somebody approaches me, I give them a look up and down. You know what I'm saying? It's not me being disrespectful. It's just I don't know. Maybe because I was in the military. I don't know. But that's just what I do. When I meet somebody for the first time, if I shake somebody's hand, I'll look them in the eye and I might look down and look back up. It's just That's just something that I do. But I don't mean no disrespectful. And I don't think nobody that I've met has ever said that I was disrespectful by giving them a look, you know what I'm saying? By looking at them from head to toe for about two to 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has ever said that I was being disrespectful doing that. So, but I don't know. It's I guess different strokes for different folks. I don't know.
Nah.
I can't take you guys seriously when you guys are pretending and you guys are like, "Oh, he didn't do anything. You just matched energy." You're not matching energy.
You got no social skills at all.
Y'all being weird, and it's not because it's a man or it's a woman. It's just the fact that they're being disrespectful.
The girl could come up to you and be like, "Yeah, no."
And women do that.
You did me a favor, sir.
Women do that.
Come on, B. That'd be fucked up, right?
Yeah. Listen, as a man, you go up to women, you looking them up and down like they're.
And it is fucked up, but women do that. And like I said, men do that. But I don't know. Like I said, some people, I guess, wear their heart on their sleeve and think that a lot of things. You could just look somebody in their eye and they might be uncomfortable with you looking directly in their eye. And they might take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? It's
a piece of meat and just staring them down like you're being a disgusting person.
B.
You are.
If you think that's normal, then that's just crazy. That's just crazy.
You know damn well if that was somebody that was in your life and a man was just sizing her up, looking down.
If you give somebody a once over, that's just a straight up look in the face, down and then up. Takes about 2 to 3 seconds. That's not staring at somebody. Now, if you just like look at them in the face and then you go straight to the body and you just sit there and look, that's something different. But if you can actually see somebody look at you in the face, look down at your feet and back up, they're just scanning you. And that only takes a couple of seconds.
And he looks for a while. He doesn't glance. He be staring. You would know, be like, yo, that's weird.
Someone would have looked at your lady like that, you'd have a problem. Not say anything.
Yeah.
Not say anything wild. Not saying anything that he said. Someone would look. Actually, if he would have looked at you like that, it would have been a problem. Yo, you want some beef, bro? You would have jumped right there.
Someone walking up to you is just.
You would have been on some beef.
That's weird.
Let's be real.
I just can't. Nah. Y'all losing me. That's facts.
Yeah.
Because I need facts. That's facts.
Yo,
you don't have to say that. Just walking up.
Hey, I think someone wants to throw hands.
And then to reject someone afterwards, you definitely do the most.
Nah.
Yeah. Also, what I have to say is, it's not what you say. This is what I mean by what I said. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes.
You could have rephrased a lot of the things that you have been saying to me as well as the other girls differently. But that's all I have to say.
See? But she didn't respond with disrespect. She just said how you say things is kind of out of pocket.
I have to say.
But one thing about me is I'm not going to change who I am
Of course.
to fit somebody else's liking. I'm just going to tell it how it is.
I hate when girls say that.
Yes.
I hate when girls say that. It's not okay. Hey, I ain't going to change for no man.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, because this,
yes.
all this, I hate when they do it.
Yo.
So I hate when he does it too.
Fair point.
Just say you want to put on a wig and be a lady if you want to be that sassy for no reason. If you want to be like, I don't need to change. I don't need no.
Fair point. But now listen to what Abba and Preach is doing. They're going into the sassy, the shame, and the sign language. And you see what I'm getting at here?
Woman, like, yo, if you just
that's uncalled for.
One thing about me,
and wear her underwear.
One thing about me, okay, like one thing you need to know about me, okay, sir. Nah, B. I hate it when they do it.
Yo, facts.
When they say that shit,
Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Look at how you're gonna look at her.
Brianna, 26.
2, 3, 4. So he was staring at her body for 4 seconds. You're weird.
Weird.
But I'm not even gonna play the rest of this shit. I think I just wanted to play that portion. This guy's a great at weird. That's what I think.
But to see where they stop it at right there. Now I'm finna show you guys what was disrespectful, right? We finna go into what was disrespectful. They stopped it right there. You know what I'm saying? To me, they stopped it there because they didn't want to point out what was really disrespectful from a few of these women. So we're gonna go ahead and look at that.
I saw you hesitate. That's why I had to ask. So if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Kayla. I'm 23. Originally, I was not going to pop my balloon because I know a lot of them popped it because he was being, I guess, arrogant. But to me, I like my man that's not going to sit in every girl's face and, complimenting them. So I didn't find that offensive to me. But when they started what was going on, I'm very, I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's going to always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon, because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me. You a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm going to get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute. You need to relax. You stop.
But that's not disrespect. But that's not disrespectful. I mean, tell me where I'm wrong. Now, like I said, the first two women, I don't think anybody ever said the first two women were disrespectful. The third one, the little shorty, and then the woman in the red dress with the flat titties. Now, those two were borderline. Especially the one in the red dress. I mean, she was actually, calling him, portraying him as a I guess a predator, because she's saying that he looking at her chest, but all he did was scan. He's scanning all of them, to be honest. But again, y'all don't see, but nobody points out this shit right here. Nobody wants to talk about this chick, Kayla, and how rude and combative she was for no reason.
She as hell. And I was trying to be respectful, but you was really coming out I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle a lot of criticism and stuff like that. But the way you was coming, you just ain't like you got it all like that. And I guarantee you probably got a roommate at home and it's just not giving anymore.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
I do real estate and property management.
I live downtown.
And property management, all that is that you probably working in some leasing office at an apartment complex, or maybe for condos or townhomes, and that's all you doing. You processing paperwork, making sure people get their rent in on time, and scheduling maintenance. You know what I'm saying? Scheduling, inspections and shit like that. I mean, that's all you doing as a property manager. So, and then they try to throw in real estate. Every black woman is a real estate in real estate now. Ask when the last time she sold a house.
I live downtown. I stay by myself, Queen. And you're not even qualified to be even dealing with me.
Everybody not qualified.
You definitely not. If anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You ain't
the one
my
that
type.
You wanted popped
if I seen, that's fine.
So
That's totally fine. Okay. But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this man
you can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, now I can agree. Pulling out the money, not a good look. He could have kept that to himself. But again, where was the disrespect for Kayla, right? How come nobody talks about that? How she disrespected him right off the rip for no reason. But y'all still saying that? Well, not y'all, but certain like Albert and Preach and there's other people who will say that he was being disrespectful, but nobody points out what this chick right here did, what Kayla did. That's what I don't understand. That's what gets me. If you're going to hold one person accountable, hold them both. I can understand if they think that Aaron was being disrespectful. Fine. If that's your perspective on it, cool. But how can you say he's disrespectful without pointing out what Kayla did? Even the chick in the red dress was disrespectful to a point by, you're doing too much and, you staring at my chest and all that. When all he did was scan her up and down. But again, it's always when a man has something to say or when a man stands on his ground, he's being disrespectful, and other guys, I guess, for whatever reason, Abba and Preach got for saying what they said, you can say it's them, pandering for their audience. I don't know. It could be pandering for content. I don't know. But it doesn't make any sense. And it's evident. It's so evident that what they are doing is they're trying to portray Aaron as a certain type of person when, it's not, they don't really have all the facts. They're not trying to get all the facts. They're looking at it one-sided is what I'm trying to say. But that's just my opinion on it. You guys, drop some comments down below. All right, let me know what you think. It's your boy JLerone with JLerone Presents. You guys, please be good to yourself. By all means, let's be good to one another. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
Jerry.